You're watching TVC Breakfast. Let's get into our next discussion. Now, with the year still very fresh, proscribed group, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB as it's called, is already laying down some plans it intends to pursue in the year within the southeast of Nigeria. The group, as part of its action plan for 2022, banned Nigeria's national anthem in schools across the southeast. The group also announced the ban on cows during festive seasons in the southeast. This is the crux of our discussion now. Joining me in the studio to talk more on this is public affairs analyst Ziggy Ibe. Ziggy, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Great.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Exactly. And I also have joining me Bright Iziocha, the Executive Director, Young Igbo Empowerment Foundation. Bright, good morning and Happy New Year.
I wish you the same.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Great. Now, let's start it this way. The controversy in the air regarding what IPOB is doing is all out there, whether they're understood or misunderstood, you know, all of them are there. But, Brian, let me start with you here. What do you make of all of these? Because we are looking, Nigerians are looking forward to a possibility of calmness in the southeast, resolution of all of these issues so that things can move on the way they're supposed to move. But when we hear of new things, you know, the banning of national anthem and things like that, it tends to begin to want to create fresh line of tensions. What do you make of this?
The IPOB Nigerian conflict has been a protracted one. And I was thinking at this point in time, we'll be talking about dialogue. There's need for dialogue. Federal government need to dialogue with them. What these young men are saying is that there's so much deprivation in the land. There is insecurity. There's a lot of injustice on the development in the southeast. So when they are articulating these positions, one would expect the federal government to respond by seeking dialogue, not violence. So the Igbo nation have been at the receiving end for so long that one will begin to ask, what has the Igbo nation done to the Nigerian state that she has been treated with so much hatred and anger? Why can't we dialogue? Why is it difficult for us to dialogue? Why is it difficult for us to restructure Nigeria and get the best out of this nation? If you travel to Southeast today, you are not safe. You are not even have any assurance to move from point A to point B without being attacked. And who are those attacking the people? In recent time, the political elites in the Southeast are beginning to expose themselves. Because in the past, we always made to believe that it's the IPOB or the Southeast Security Network that is responsible. But in the recent revelation have shown that are the political gladiators that are perpetrating violent acts in the Southeast. Yet nobody is saying anything, nobody is doing anything. There's so much suffering in the Southeast. So if we want to address what they are asking for, what their position they are demanding for this say, the only way to address is to call them to a round table. The only way to address is for the Nigerian state to be able to ask themselves a question. How have we wronged these people? Let's come to a round table. It's not just to the Southeast alone. Every part of this country feel marginalized, being traumatized by the state government, by the federal government.
The point there is, that is where I had wanted to push it, because the point there is, no one is going to say there is satisfaction of
in the land, everywhere.
In the land. So the issues creating some level of dissatisfaction in the southeast is the same thing in the south-south. It's the same thing in the north-central. It's the same thing. In fact, the north feels the brunt of some of these realities more than even in parts of the south. What do you make of that?
I like your ending, and he said no part of the country is actually feeling satisfied, and that is the truth of the matter. If you talk about a particular country, a particular side of the country or part of the country that has been, you could term they are marginalized. I can't remember any country that feels satisfied as we speak, because almost everybody is aggrieved with one reason or the other. Okay, so the issue of referring to a particular place as being marginalized might not be totally right at this point. Maybe as an official, what caused the problem we are facing with the IPOB right now? Yes, calling them to a round table is okay. But another ground I'm going to have about that is, would they accept to be dialogued with? Because in the time past, or the earlier time this started, I'm sure we're aware that so many plans have been made to really call them to order and see how this issue could be nipped in the bud. But there was an overshoot. And all we're having now is because every angle or every part of the organization refused to be dialogued with. Okay, I don't want to really accept that why we are having all these issues was because they were not satisfied with the arrangements the country is currently having. Okay, because everybody is not happy. But I should think that creating another state in a state will certainly be wrong. And that will further endanger the lives of people. Another, look at the issue of this, that they don't want to have national anthem and the proscribed. It doesn't work that way. If they should ban the national anthem in the southeast, it will certainly affect the region as it is. I should think they should look at what actually will not affect us or will not further marginalize us. Okay? Then, and look at ways to really ameliorate the sufferings of the people rather than increasing the already tense environment. If they are saying from April there will be no consumption of cow and all that in public functions, that will not, because so many Igbo businessmen and women are into cow rearing. Okay, that is equal to shutting down their business. So that is shooting yourself in the foot. And if you are separating the schools from reciting national anthems, what are you trying to teach the children? A country in a country? Yes, dialogue is the way forward, but have you accepted to be dialogued with? If that will come up, I think there's a way and manner all this should be done.
All right. Now, Bright, the issue of dialogue is there where anywhere in the world, even the First and Second World Wars, at their end eventually ended on the table where everyone had to sit down and talk. However, the approaches or the build-up to a dialogue, has to do with goodwill here and there and readiness on the other hand. In a situation where we're talking about dialogue and then let us see what you're doing that will make us feel that we can talk with you. When it comes to the ban on national anthem, how does these issues create more tension or send signals that are inimical to the issue of, okay, let us dialogue?
We all are aware, we all know the genesis of the crisis between the federal government and IPOB members. In the first place, they started as a protest. And what were they demanding that time? That Nigeria be restructured. And it's a known fact that when you demand for a restructure, nobody seems to be interested. But it seems like a particular region of this country is not interested in restructuring Nigeria. Why? Let me say, 75% of Nigerians asking for restructure Nigeria. 25% are saying they don't want restructure. And we are towing the line of the 25%. You cannot protest as long as the Southeast is involved. If you protest, you'll be gone down. These same people have been classified as a terrorist group, even when their mode of operation was peaceful, non-violent. At that point, they were declared terrorist organization. When those that are terrorists are left free, walking the street free, dialoguing with federal government, non-violent agitation group are labeled this. They embark on sit-at-home protest. The same federal government is not still comfortable with that. And now we are seeing another dimension. They are saying no national item in its artists. That is not the way to go about all these things. I must be honest with you. There is need for us to dialogue. And I can assure you, they are ready for dialogue. They are ready for dialogue. It's not just Nigerian state that is not ready for dialogue. If Nigerian state is sincere, because there is two different things that you are asking, calling people for dialogue. And within your mind, you already have a mind frame that you are not going to dialogue. Probably you are just waste people's time. We witnessed that in the last confab. Nigerians and Nigerian resources was wasted for months. People's time was wasted for months. And yet nothing came out of it. That is not sincere dialogue. If we are talking about dialogue, all sides must be ready for dialogue. All sides must be able to come out and ask ourselves a question. How do we get to where we are today? What is the solution, the way out? And these people are asking you, release their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is with them.
But in the eyes,
there's opportunity for them to be able to, okay, we are going to free you, and we are going to dialogue. Why? There must be terms.
Yeah, but in the eyes of the law,
let me be honest with you. The Nigerian state is not being sincere. They are not being sincere.
All right, let's see from all sides so that we don't nobody is misled on the issue. The point there is, when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, of course, we cannot preempt whatever the law or whatever the political solutions are going to be. Ours is let there be solution to everything that we're looking forward to so that Nigeria can move forward.
Exactly.
But in the eyes of the law, Ziggy, the point there is, Nnamdi Kanu as an individual still has a case in court,
sure,
which is a process that has to go through. Recall that he had jumped bail at the time, and how he was brought back into the country, whether it was right or whatever means, well, that's not within our purview.
No.
But the point there is, at this time, where there are calls for him to be released unconditionally, in the eyes of the law, what do you make in that? Although, just viewing it.
Yeah, but we have so many things on the table, and Nnamdi Kanu's issue is not far from what the IPOB themselves are clamoring for. Okay. He talked about restructuring as if restructure Nigeria is a panacea to our numerous problems. I don't think so. Certain things has procedures. Okay, we don't jump from one into another without finishing what we had previously. Okay, yes, talking about dialogue. Dialogue is end to all issues. Whether you like, whether you war, whether you can't get it right when by the sound of guns. It is all around the table. We are saying, are you ready to dialogue? It is not enough for a single individual to sit and say, yes, we are ready to dialogue. They have leaders. They have people who are leading them. Have they accepted to be dialogued with? Okay, and if yes, I think, I don't speak for federal government, every right-thinking person would say, okay, come, let us reason together. Okay, I think that's olive hand would be reached to them. But away from that, if you put certain issues that are not friendly, nobody will want to talk with you. Okay, yes, you feel aggrieved for certain injustices. Like we've all agreed, no part of this country that has not been wronged one way or the other. So it is all about trying to make amendment in various ways. And one of them, or one of those channels, is to approach the government, is to approach appropriate quarters for redress. So coming with shout of guns we don't solve the problem. What will certainly solve the problem is coming to the table. But right now as we speak, we have so many things on the table. What do you want? How do you want to go about it? We've created tensions everywhere. The whole no part of this country is free. is peaceful. No one, no place. It is because certain things that need to be done on time maybe wasn't done, or they were allowed to fester for too long before the approach could come. Okay, but then we have issue with ourselves as the led. Most times we don't allow situations to really take its real course because of sentiments, because of tribesmanship and all that. Okay, until we begin to have that mind, that spirit of tribesman, that spirit of neutrality, to really approach issues the way they're supposed to be. Because this IPOB issue was just one of the cases we have in Nigeria. You remember how Niger Delta started? You remember how Mohammed, this people with his Boko Haram started and all that? These are regional uprisings. Okay, until we begin to have thoughts towards the country and become neutral in issues like this, instead of being sentimental. Because I see this all as very solvable, but we want to look at tribes issue and pander to it. So the moment we divulge our minds and be free of certain issues, whether they favor us or not, but we should look at how it favors the country first. Because creating a country within a country wouldn't definitely solve our problems.
All right.
As we speak, the northern governors, the eastern governors are at lost. I'm sure they are confused because already there are directives here and there that negates their own. So they issue one and the other group issue another. And don't forget, who the public will follow are those who will threaten their lives and property. Okay? Look at the Monday sit at home. It's still in force as we speak. Yes, they've relapsed it. The organization have relapsed it. But because of the fear, nobody want to come out to be killed. The governors and other state governors have said, no, you are free to come out. But will they protect you if anything happens to you? So the fear is still lingering as we speak. So it is because issuing threats and all that, so people's life are no longer at ease.
Okay. All right. Now, Bright, a situation where we are seeing a group trying to agitate and protect the rights of a collection of people whom they say these are our people, and we are saying, okay, if the people are marginalized, like the word is used, we all know every part of the country, one way or the other, everybody will point to one aspect of marginalization here and there. But if we take it as a case study and the focal point as, okay, these people are marginalized and we want to see how we can bring our people up and create a difference. You cited the 75 and 25% earlier. If I have to use the analogy, even though it may not be totally exclusively scientific enough, but let us assume that's the situation. This 75 people that are 75% rather, what strategies can we begin to put together? If my situation is the same thing as your situation and your situation is the same thing as his situation and all of that, what is the strategy of, or how can we come together? Since we know that we are 75%, how can we use other strategies so that what we do does not compound the situation of our people who are already where they are and we are complaining about?
I would like to answer your question like this. Some time ago, we all came together as a pro-national conference organization, pro-NACO. Almost all ethnic groups in Nigeria were involved. And we are championing the cause of restructuring Nigeria. First, let me first of all address this issue. I'm an Igbo man before I become a Nigerian. It's my Igbo-ness that made me a Nigerian today. So when I talk, I'm passionate about the Igbo nation, where I come from. I'm not interested in IPOB, not that am I interested in Masob or Southeastern, but I'm interested in every Igbo man condition. Our identity is more important to me than any other thing, because that's my identity that made me a Nigerian today. If a Ghanaian cannot be called a Nigerian today, why I'm called Nigerian is because I'm an Igbo man. At that Pronaco conference, more than 80% of ethnic nationalities in Nigeria were represented in that Pronaco conference. While that conference was going on, the federal government of Richard Obasanjo then Richard Obasanjo, tried everything humanly possible to destroy and destabilize the Pronaco conference. And at the end of the day, find documents that would have solved 50% of Nigerian problems. I'm not sure that there's any document that will solve Nigerian problem in 100%. But 50%, at least 50% of Nigerian problem. Today, that document is confined to the dust bin. I spent 2 years of my life wasted during the Pronaco conference, jumping from southeast to north to east to south to different parts of the country. At the point we were almost lynched in Kano, where some people rumor that we came to Kano to attack the northerners. We almost lynched, if not for the intervention of the late Barabi Musa, we would have been lynched in Kano, all in the quest to change the existing structure that is not favoring any part of the country. We have given so much, but yet the government in power, few individuals that find themselves in power have refused bluntly to listen to anybody.
All right.
The arrogance of those in power is what is fueling the crisis we are having today in Nigeria.
All right.
And again, let me tell you something about those that call themselves governors and in the southeast. These people are businessmen. They're not interested in the affairs of the people of the southeast. And that's why the people will not listen to them. Let us not, I don't want to believe that these people are being coerced to follow the IPOB dictates or underlying structure. No, people are not coerced. So people do it out of the free will because the people are suffering.
But since that knowledge, right?
Nobody's supposed to speak for them.
We don't have all the time now, but since that knowledge is known, since that idea is known that we have leaders, and when it comes to the constitutional
we
process,
have leaders in the southeast.
No, of course.
Genuine and true leaders. We don't have.
Yeah, but the point there is the Constitution
are not representing us.
Yeah, but the Constitution bestows roles and responsibility on the people. If they're not doing it well, that's why we are
saying this Constitution should be revisited.
Yeah. So now the point there is that how are these young people who are agitating holding their own leaders accountable for this? This is the question now, because the point there is anything you do outside of the prescription of the Constitution it remains illegal.
Yeah.
So since the Constitution recognizes them and they're not doing well, how are we holding them accountable? That is the question now.
In every election in the southeast, the fact remains that elections have never been counted in the southeast.
What's the fact around that?
The people, the leaders that are the people of southeast would have loved to choose are not given the fair opportunity to ascend to the positions. Let's take Imo State as a case study. The people choose the Emeka Ihedioha. I'm from Oluzo. I'm from the next community to Hope Uzodinma. I'm from Imudi. Oluzo is from Omuma. We share. I can walk between 5 minutes from my village, from my house. I will get to Hope Uzodinma house. But people choose Emeka Ihedioha. Suddenly, the fourth was meant to be the first. Have you seen that before?
All right.
You can only see it in the southeast.
All right. No, but the point there is,
experienced peace?
Yeah, but it was a product of a pronouncement from the Supreme Court.
Exactly. And this thing have continued in several ways. You go there and you do conduct primaries, and somebody in Abuja will sit in the comfort of his hotel or his home and write the primaries. All right. This is what will be characterized the leadership in the southeast.
Okay. We don't have the time right now. We just have in fact, we've exhausted our time. But I am going to find time for us to discuss this again, because there are so many issues for us to bring on the table so that we can. The idea is to see how we can make people understand some of these issues, and then we find a solution to them. right? Bright is Ocha, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
And Zigibe, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to a great year ahead, 2022. Be good and let it be kind to all of us.
Sure.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you
Right.
so much.